right, welcome on in to the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. Charlie Turner here, along with Chris DiCarlo and John Restino. Gentlemen, it is WrestleMania weekend, and we're going to be doing a WrestleMania preview. And we have a special guest this week to do that with, and we're honored to have him back on the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. He's a legendary wrestling announcer and the host of Big Time Wrestling Memories. He is Mr. Terry Sullivan. Terry, thank you so much for rejoining us on the show. John, you want to bring him on in there?
Yeah.
Where's that button?
Hold on, I'm grabbing them. Give me a
Where's
second.
the button, man? Hit that
Three
button.
Stooges. Here we are.
There's Mr. Terry Sullivan, all decked out and ready to go. How are you, sir?
Great. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And 1 year ago, exactly. So we thank you and appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Good times, man. Good times. We're going to talk some WrestleMania, of course. It's a two-night event, as it has been since the pandemic era. WWE experimented with that a bit, and they like the results because, you know, it makes sense. I know, Chris, you're not a huge advocate of the two-night event, but for them, business-wise, it's 2 nights of a sold-out arena, 2 nights of concessions, and so on. They're making money, so you know, it's really cool. I'm wondering, you know, ticket prices for WrestleMania, of course, for everything have gone up. And I'm wondering if they have like a package deal for both nights or if you maybe pay for one or the other. But it is a 2-night event. It is out in Los Angeles as WrestleMania goes Hollywood. And again, we're happy to have Terry Sullivan to do some match predictions with us on some of the bigger matches for the event. John, I know you got the card there. If you could pull up Saturday's events there. There we go. And it looks like they kind of flip-flop things. They were expecting Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. I believe we were all expecting that to be the main event, but it looks like they moved up John Cena and Austin Theory for the U.S. title up to that main event spot as they look to be the.
That was going to be the opener.
Yeah, it looks like they've adjusted that to the main event with not much build up. I mean, they kind of had a face to face there where Cena was in the face of Austin Theory and he called him out that nobody really liked him and all that stuff. But ever since then, it's just been waiting for WrestleMania for them two to share the ring again together. So should be interesting. I guess, guys, we could start off with the main event there, right? John Cena and Austin Theory. Cena returning to the ring. He only wrestled once last year, continuing his 20-year streak of at least having one match in the WWE for 20 straight years. And now this is his first match of 2023. Again, it's for the U.S. title. I'll go first here, I guess. You know, it looks like Austin Theory is kind of like the next guy up, if you will, that they're trying to mold into the next John Cena, especially when Vince McMahon was calling all the shots. But now with Triple H, that's changed a bit. But I still think that Austin Theory is going to come out on top of this. Cena's known for maybe burying guys, if you will. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I do like Austin Theory to retain the title. We'll go to our guest, Mr. Terry Sullivan. Terry, what do you think for that match? Who do you like?
Well, I agree with you. I think they want to recreate history back to the days when Cena put over Roman Reigns and he went on to unbelievable heights. And I don't think Austin, unfortunately, is quite there yet. I wish he were, but I just don't think he's found his niche yet, or they haven't found a niche for him. So, yeah, I think Theory will go over.
Wow.
Chris, what do you think about that?
I'd be surprised if Cena loses. I don't know.
Okay. So you a new U.S. champ then?
I would think so.
Okay.
At least for what? Maybe a week or a couple of weeks, and then he can go back to Hollywood.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. And usually the Raw after WrestleMania is pretty chaotic, so you never know. You could win it at the show and then maybe drop it on Monday night. Who knows? So that's a possibility. John, what do you think? Who do you like there, Cena or Theory?
To me, it's got to be Theory, right? That's my mind. I think it has to be. It's got to be. I mean, what's Cena? He only wrestles once a year, so I would think it has to be Theory. But who knows? It'll be fun. I guess.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a swerve there if they had. To me, if Cena won, but I see where you're coming from too, Chris. You know, it's tough to see Cena losing, but we'll see. Yeah, that's and again, it looks to be the main event for the show. I'm kind of disappointed because I do like the momentum that Rhea Ripley has been building for herself. With the Judgment Day and her character, how it's got like that dark kind of goth look, and she's just fantastic in the ring and on the mic. Charlotte Flair, as we know, the great Charlotte Flair has had many title runs in WWE. To me, it almost feels kind of when she won it last time, it almost felt a little stale. It's just it was almost expected at this point with Charlotte Flair. With that being said, I think Rhea Ripley's momentum has been enough lately to be able to carry her to a women's title run. I think it's deserved. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley on that one. Mr. Sullivan, what do you think about that?
This is a tough one. I'm going to, if it goes on last on the show, they usually have a face go over, but then who's the face?
Right.
Rhea Ripley's about getting as many cheers as Charlotte. In fact, I think the last time I saw him in some kind of confrontation, Rhea was like the anti-hero almost. So pick him. I don't know.
I would, yeah, I think I'll go with Ripley and is deserving. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised Charlotte is still in the WWE. I foreseen her going to AEW maybe with her husband, or at least I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. But she's got it made in WWE though. I mean they put the belt on her so many times already. It'd be tough to see her leave. Yeah.
But then what else? Then I don't know what else can you do after that? You know what I mean? I think she's done it all. NXT, she's done it all. It's like me and Roman Reigns. Sorry, guys. I like change. They should have change. At least lose it. Maybe have him. Sammy should have won it for 3 weeks or a month, and then him get it back going into WrestleMania. Too long to be a champion. I think. That's why people don't watch like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk about that match for the Sunday night event because that's you got some good points there, Chris. And John, what do you think about Ripley and Flair? You expecting a new champ?
I'm gonna go with Ripley for the same reasons I think Austin Theory. I guess just because
kind of like the up and comer. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to kind of get it going here with some other people and all that. It's I think it's for me. I think it's like good for business to do that and let her, like you guys said, let it be her time.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. And I believe on the Saturday card there, John, if you have it, I believe Dominic and Rey Mysterio is on that card. Yes. They are. Yeah. Now, this match really intrigues me. I do like the way they've been building up. Speaking of the Judgment Day, they've been building up this feud with Rey and Dominic. Rey Mysterio, of course, being inducted into the Hall of Fame last night, WWE Hall of Fame. Well deserved. One of the legends of wrestling. And he gets an opportunity to wrestle his son at WrestleMania. And as we mentioned last week, vice versa, as being the son of Rey Mysterio, he has the opportunity to share the WrestleMania stage with his dad, Dominic does. So I think that's really cool. I like how it escalated where Dominic got in the face of his mother in the front row. And then, Rey Mysterio finally snapped and laid him out. So it's going to be interesting. This is a tough one to predict because you don't. Do you really see a Hall of Famer losing on WrestleMania on a WrestleMania event the weekend he gets inducted to the Hall of Fame? I don't see that happening. I got to go with Rey Mysterio on this one to kind of show his son, teach him a lesson at WrestleMania, if you will. Terry, what do you think about that match?
Dominic due to outside interference.
Oh, okay. I like that. I could see the Judgment Day getting involved. Chris, what about you?
Well, I gotta think about it. I mean, like Terry can back me up on this one. When back in 1980, remember the NWA? They wouldn't let the two Anderson brothers go at it. Lars against Ole, brother versus brother. But of course, we've seen that with Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10, 94. To me, I really don't like to see this, but I get it. And maybe he'll put his son over, although I don't see him losing either. So who knows?
All right. So you're leaning a little bit more towards Rey?
Yeah.
All right. John, what do you think? The legend Rey Mysterio or his son Dominic on that one?
I think this is going to be like WWE kind of. I think everyone wins here. I don't know. I just got this feeling. I mean, we might. Who knows? I mean, like everyone wins. They might embrace. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I just got this feeling everyone wins. I don't know. It's going to be feel good. Everyone's going to feel good when this ends. Everyone's
That could be a little reconciliation there between father and son at the end of the match. Maybe.
This
Could
feels
see that.
goofy to me. This has a goofy
Yeah.
feel. Like, I don't know. Roses may fall from the sky. I don't know. Something weird is going to happen in Goofy. I don't know. Just my thought. But it'll be
Okay.
fun again. I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. I'm going to throw that card back up there, John. I can't really. Okay, so who's above Ray and Dominic there?
Seth
Above Ray.
Rollins.
Yeah. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
Oh, interesting match here. Okay, I'll just get straight to it. I don't see Seth Rollins losing this match. Logan Paul has gotten the best of him on WWE TV over the past few weeks, eliminated him from the Royal Rumble, knocked him out at one point during Raw. I think Seth Rollins comes out on top. Terry, what do you think about that one?
Well, with Logan's contract expiring allegedly with this match, that sort of puts this in a different perspective. If he's not staying, he's not winning. If he's going to stay, I don't know. This is another pick 'em for me, but I'm going to go with Seth.
Chris, what do you think about that one?
I think, like the clash they had during the Royal Rumble was just phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
I think this could be a show, they're going to steal the show, I think, these two. But yeah, I agree with Seth winning it.
John, what do you think? The veteran Seth Rollins or the newcomer, if you will, Logan Paul?
I think Seth Rollins wins, but I just can't believe these guys like Logan Paul and Pat McAfee and all that. How they're pretty good. They're really
it's impressive. Yeah, he was impressive during the Rumble there. Yeah,
very
real impressive, those guys. So that's going to be good. But Seth's I think wins.
Yeah, I think he's due. And I think it's time for Seth Rollins to get to the main event picture too once WrestleMania wraps up.
Me too.
And then a couple of the other matches there. Again, I'm on a smaller screen here. Match above that, John. What's that one there?
The match above that is Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control.
Let me just say, first of all, Trish Stratus and Lita both look absolutely phenomenal. They look like they could still, like they're in their 20s still. I kind of see a retain here, but at the same time, Damage Control, Bailey and that crew there, I could totally see them winning this match. I'm going to go with the legends here, though. I'm going to go with Lita and Trish and Becky Lynch on this one.
Well, I think Damage Control needs some serious damage control. But yeah, Becky, Lita, and Trish, and of course the internet pundits have Trish turning on Becky to set up a future encounter. So if that happens during the match, that could cause the end. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But yeah, I'll go with Trish and Lita too. I mean, I don't know. I don't see them losing, but I guess if they do that setup, it would cause DQ or something.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Terry said what I was thinking, and I guess I caught it on the internet. So, and I was thinking, yeah, that sounds fun if they turn on each other. That's always good. So,
somebody, I don't know if you guys follow Dirt Sheet Radio on Facebook. They have a great Facebook page, and they also do a podcast as well. And they just posted a picture this morning from the Hall of Fame ceremonies last night, and it's a picture of Trish Stratus walking by, looking phenomenal, and it's a screenshot of Triple H with Kurt Angle in the background and Booker T in the background. They're all you can see them all just checking out Trish, like they're totally caught, and it's phenomenal. It's just a really funny picture, and again, Trish Stratus looks phenomenal, but. Yeah, that should be interesting. Again, a little injunction of some legends there, and of course them carrying the titles, Lynch and Lita, which is pretty cool. The two redheads there carrying the titles, but that should be an interesting one. And I think there's one more on that Saturday card there, John, that I wanted to discuss there, right above that one. What was that match?
That is the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Okay, this one, I'm looking forward to this match. Look, I think it's going to be. And Chris, you were talking about the long title run of Roman Reigns. I think the effect of him having it over 1,000 days heading into Mania makes it a bigger impact if he loses it, in my opinion. But with the tag titles, I know it's been a long run with that as well with the Usos. But I think this is where the fall of the bloodline starts to take place, the crumbling and the foundation, if you will, We've seen it, and now I think it's going to finally start to come down. I like Owens and Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn has had a ton of momentum riding into WrestleMania. He could have easily been in the main event against Roman Reigns, as you stated as well, Chris. But I'm going to go with Reigns. With KO and Sami Zayn to win the tag team titles. Terry, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. I got to say, this Bloodline storyline is the best I have ever seen in professional wrestling. Multi-layered and just surprises week after week. And the crowd reaction has just been amazing. So
agreed.
Best match on the card, probably.
What do you think? We'll see new tag champs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go with that? Okay.
Well,
Chris, what do you
think? My record on predictions is so awful. Usually whatever I say, they do the opposite.
Well, and on a side note, they're gonna make gambling legal in WWE on DraftKings, I believe, where you can actually gamble on these matches, which is kind of strange because look, we know it's scripted, it's real, it's not fake, right? It's scripted and it's as real as it could be. But you know, if somebody already knows the outcome backstage, how do we know they're not calling one of their buddies like, hey, put $1,000 on a new tag team champs? Anyway, I digress from that point. Chris,
well, they can take all the money they win and start their own wrestling promotion. That always works out well, doesn't it?
that works. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go with Sami and Owens to help put an end to the bloodline for at least a bit.
Yeah, of course.
John, what do you think?
They could always throw a DQ in there where the title doesn't change, you know.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true.
Sami Zayn has got such my God, what a fan favorite. I like Owens a lot. I think those guys win. I think DraftKings, let me say one thing real quick, because my DraftKings account is I can't predict anything. But I'm just saying that, like, they give away free money a lot, DraftKings. You know what I mean? They do all the time. I mean, they give away huge, but they don't mind because they know you're going to just give it back to them. So the more I think about it, maybe who cares? They know darn well if I win enough tonight or whatever, I'm giving it right back in baseball. So I don't know what I'm doing. So I do like Owens, though, and Zayn.
I actually see real quick, I see Owens should be a champion, a world champion. They should have put it on him long ago or maybe coming up. I mean, he deserves it, I think. And just a side note before we get to those other matches, Terry, we have John's wife, Robin, who works behind the scenes and sharing our show all over the country and world for us. She has a question for you this week, Terry.
Oh,
Terry.
Hi.
I promise it'll be an easy one. I'm just curious, what's the toughest interview that you ever had to do? Was there someone that just you had to pull it out of?
Oh, yeah. Chief Jay Strongbow, great worker, just an awful interview, just awful. He would stumble and just, basically the setup for the promos, the commercials that we did was usually a 2-minute promo, and you'd be out there and with Strongbow, I knew that I had a great opportunity to run down the entire card and take as much of those 2 minutes as I possibly could, give him about 30 seconds at the end, and then we're done. That was all he could do.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, I would have to say
Thank you. Thank you, Terry.
Sure.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you for that question for this week. Absolutely. That was great. Chief Jay Strongbow. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So let's shift over to the Sunday night part of WrestleMania here. Of course, the main events, as we know, as we've been talking about, and again, it was continually built up last night. The storyline continued last night. Roman Reigns and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Again, as we discussed, Roman Reigns has had this title run now for over 1,000 days. Longest run, I believe, since Hulk Hogan, if I'm not mistaken. And Terry, like you mentioned, it's been one of the best storylines WWE has put out in ages, maybe the best ever, with the different layers and the different plot twists going on. But again, as going with the tag titles coming off the Usos, again, the beginning of the end of the bloodline for me, I think, is going to complete with a Cody Rhodes victory on Sunday night to win the WWE title. It'd be his first for the Rhodes family, which would be awesome. So that's my prediction is Cody Rhodes. Terry, what do you think about that?
Agreed. They need to find a way to do it that leaves Roman strong at the end, but Cody will prevail and fireworks will go off and people will be happy.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. And I think also what they're doing, guys, and Terry, if you've seen over the past couple of years, if Cody Rhodes, he became the NWA champion over Nick Aldis and the NWA, like his dad had the picture. They put the two pictures side by side, him with the NWA title and Dusty. I think they're doing the same thing here, although Dusty didn't have the WWE title. Cody is probably going to get it, obviously, from winning the Rumble. If he don't, I'd be surprised. Then after this, I see him going back to AEW and getting that title as well. Maybe.
That would be interesting. Absolutely. John, what do you think? New champ?
Yeah, and I hope now Paul Heyman, I hope he has a part of maybe double crossing, doing something
That would be interesting.
helps Dusty. Oh, I'll call him Dusty. I'm sorry, Cody out and something. I love when Heyman's involved. The more Heyman, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Paul Heyman. I was just thinking that last night as he Roman Reigns showed up at the end of the SmackDown last night, coming out to confront Cody, and Paul Heyman just kind of bowing to his tribal chief. He plays that role. Yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal. And he just plays that role phenomenally. Yeah. Give me more Paul Heyman. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Tribal chief.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The best. I can't.
The head of the table.
Yeah.
Okay, now one of the other matches here that I'm really looking forward to, and I think it has potential to be a show stealer, Edge and Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. Finn Balor, I believe, will be coming out as the Demon. We haven't seen the Demon persona from Finn Balor in a long time. Also, on a side note, they're getting rid of the red Hell in a Cell and going back to the original fence coloring of the Hell in a Cell. So they're ditching the red cell. I think that was a Triple H decision there, overriding a Vince McMahon decision from a few years ago. Kind of unnecessary to turn it red. Made it harder to see at some points. But anyway, I do like the Demon to come out on top here. He's been undefeated as the Demon, and I think Edge is still, we know he's already a Hall of Famer, and we know he's kind of on his last handful of matches in WWE here, and I think he puts the Demon Finn Balor over. It's gonna be a big night for Judgment Day too, I think. So, Terry, what do you think about that match?
I agree with you. Finn should win. Finn will win. And I hope to gosh that this means upward momentum for him finally.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I'm a old school, so going back to the steel color, gray color of the cage is great. Number one. Number two, I don't really see Edge losing. I think this is going to culminate that feud that's been going on for the past couple months. But I am a fan of Finn Balor. Again, he should have been WWE champion. I mean, there's a guy who deserves it. So
yeah, he had it for like a day and then he got hurt. Remember, he had to surrender it. Yeah. So Finn Balor as well. Chris, you're going with the Demon there, or are you going with Edge? I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm going with Edge to culminate the feud. To put a stop to that, but Finn should be pushed for sure.
And we may see some more of Buffalo's own Beth Phoenix making an appearance there at WrestleMania. She is the wife of Edge. So yeah, John, what do you think about that Hell in a Cell match? Who do you like, the Demon, Finn Balor, or Edge there?
Edge is a fellow Maple Leafs fan, so I kind of want to pull for him, but I think the Demon there. I gotta think it needs to happen. Some of these older guys, I mean, they're great, love them, all that stuff, but it's, how many times are you going to win? You know what I mean? He's had his moments and his time.
Yeah.
I think these are one of those ones to me that I think Finn should win.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Well, as I said, I think it's Finn Balor's match to win there, because again, that whole Demon persona has been undefeated. I think they should kind of keep that going there. So we'll see. Now another match here, John. You could throw it up if you want. The other match I was looking forward to here, and it's an interesting dynamic where you have the Giant Omos versus Brock Lesnar. Listen, here's the thing. First of all, side note, there was some, and I don't know how true this is, but there was rumor that this was Vince McMahon's idea to make this match, Omos and Brock Lesnar. And I almost think that's true because what kind of messed me up last night was they had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and they really did showcase Bobby Lashley. He had his own separate entrance, so it almost as if you knew he was going to win the match, and he did end up winning Battle Royal. But I feel like that should be flip-flop. I feel like that should have been Omos in that match, winning the Andre Giant Battle Royal, and Bobby Lashley facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to kind of finish off that feud. I think that's what Triple H wanted, and Vince McMahon kind of overrode it. That's the rumor. I don't know. That being said, I think Lesnar has been on a bit of a downward trend lately under Triple H, and I think he's due for a big win, and he may be out the door after this. So that could be a factor too. But I do think it's going to be interesting to see if Lesnar could get the big giant Omos in the F5 or in the Suplex City. We know he's got the power to do that, so that should be interesting. I'm going to go with the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Terry, what do you think about that one?
I agree. If Omos wins, there should be a criminal prosecution.
Yeah, he's a little rough in the ring. I mean, he's a big dude, but he's got some work to do yet.
Yeah.
Yes, reminds me of the Giant Gonzalez or Elegante, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see Brock losing. And so the thing is, though, I got to say, side note, of course, though, 13 matches, we know they do 14 or 15. Remember, Terry, WrestleMania 5, WrestleMania 6 start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and go till 8 or 9 o'clock would be fine instead of this 2-night thing. And especially like WrestleMania 20 or 30 should have been an MSG. WrestleMania 40 next year should be an MSG. That's my opinion. I don't know. And without Bray Wyatt on a WrestleMania tonight.
Yeah. It's an interesting omission. I think he's injured. Yeah.
It doesn't pull me to watch a lot of it because Wyatt's entrance alone is awesome.
Yeah. I think night 2 is a little bit more stacked than night 1. To me, it is a little bit more intriguing. Some of the matches there. Who do you like there, Chris? You said you like Brock Lesnar to win that match. And then John, who do you like there, Brock Lesnar or the Giant Omos?
Lesnar, and I wish I used to love when he was with Heyman. I mean, that was awfully good. So, but anyways, at Lesnar for sure.
Awesome. Okay, and I think there was also another women's title match, Bianca Belair. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Who she's facing? Asuka. Yeah. Oh, Asuka. Okay. Now, someone else here who I think Triple H has done a great job with is since he's taken over creative, Asuka has become a little bit more sinister lately. She's got the green mist, that traditional green mist from the Japanese wrestlers, which is awesome. And of course, she won the Royal Rumble. So I like Asuka here. I think that momentum is going to continue. I love Bianca Belair. I think she's been a phenomenal champion. I think she's a tremendous athlete. She's been a great champion. But I just think it's time now to shift to Asuka. I think her first run when she first showed up from NXT to WWE main roster, it was going well, and then it kind of just dipped a little bit, and now she's kind of regaining some momentum. I like Asuka to win the title and become the new Raw Women's Champion on Sunday night. Terry, what do you think about that match?
Does Bianca have a title of any kind or not?
Yeah, she's the Raw Women's Champion. Yep.
Okay. Oh, I don't care.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Chris, what do you think?
I agree with Terry, but I'll say Asuka.
Asuka, yeah.
Asuka, yes. I like the green mist.
And again, it's another match that I don't think they've really built up the way they could have, kind of similar to Cena and Theory. This match, I feel like there could have been a little bit more with the build-up. I almost forgot about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, Asuka's wrestling. So, it should be interesting. But I'd like to see a title change there at WrestleMania with some of the momentum that Asuka's been building. And I believe, John, I think that's pretty much a chunk of it. What was just underneath Rhodes there? That's Bianca Belair. And then what's underneath that one? Oh, the triple threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Another side note here, and another prop to Triple H here. I believe, he's really done a great job with the IC title with Gunther carrying it. Now, here's another stat for you, too. Gunther, what you want to call him. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of the 21st century in WWE. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize all the other title runs were so short. And I believe the longest since the Honky Tonk Man, if I have that right. Who is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Of all time.
So I think this is going to be a tremendous match. You got three big dudes in there. You got Sheamus, you got McIntyre, you got Gunther. I like Gunther. I think another guy who's just had tremendous momentum since coming to the main roster. I think he retains, and I think he's the next star in waiting for that world title opportunity because I think he's fantastic. That's my opinion. I'm going to go with Gunther on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's got the momentum from the office or from on high. And yeah, I think he goes over.
I agree with that for sure.
I really like Drew
really
McIntyre.
excited about it.
I like Drew McIntyre. I always have liked Drew McIntyre. I think there's more to be done with him in my mind. Maybe it's the Roddy Piper thing in me. I don't know. I just think there's something more with Drew McIntyre. I hope he wins. I don't know if he will, but that's who I'm pulling for at least.
I feel bad for McIntyre. That you mentioned that, John. He won the title during the pandemic era, so he won it in an empty arena. So he never was able to get that full crowd reaction after he beat Brock Lesnar for the title. So a part of me thinks that maybe they're going to let him have his moment with the Intercontinental title, and he might come out on top there. So that could very well be a possibility where McIntyre is victorious there and gets a live crowd reaction.
Yeah, I like him a lot, though. Big fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's got it all. He's good on the mic. He's a huge guy. Got a good look to him. So absolutely could see him coming away with that, and Sheamus as well. So yeah, that should be an interesting match. I think that's one of the other matches that a lot of people are calling as a show stealer potential. So we'll see. We'll see what those guys can do. Three big guys that are going to be taking a lot of chops to the chest, I'm sure.
They're going to kill each other.
Yeah, we're going to see some handprints on their chest by the time, especially Sheamus, because he's so pale. By the time that match is over.
Yeah.
What's that, Chris?
A torn pec muscle.
Torn pec, yeah, right. Seriously,
That was just sick.
Oof. Yeah, Cody Rhodes when he showed up against Seth Rollins, he had like a shredded pec there. That was disgusting.
Man.
So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of WrestleMania there.
You still have the women's multiple tag team.
Oh
match.
yeah.
Oh, good call.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
With
Shayna Baszler against Liv Morgan and somebody against. There we go.
Yeah.
Liv and Raquel, Natalia.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, that's right. Okay, Liv Morgan, and I can't read that full thing there.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalia and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I honestly, I don't know. These huge tag team matches, it's hard to predict. I guess I'll go with Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. I don't know, or Rodriguez. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I guess I'll go with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Ronda Rousey with her broken elbow. I don't know. I'm going to go with Ronda and Shayna. I hope they win. They should.
Yeah. Natalia won't win.
There you go.
I'm going to say that. Other than that, I just got to know. I don't know. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Natalia will not win. Her team.
And I would maybe I could switch my pick here because I do kind of like Rousey and Baszler. I do think that Baszler has the potential to be a world champion as well, a women's champion.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of built out of that same mold as Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
They're almost like twins,
Weren't they both the 4 horsewomen at one point?
In NXT, I believe. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. But
wonderful.
Yeah. Very good in the ring. So, yeah, guys, that's the entire WrestleMania card. We look forward to it. Of course, there's always surprises with WrestleMania. It seems like we might see a Stone Cold Steve Austin appearance. Might see the Hulkster show up. Perhaps The Rock. We know that was rumored for a long time to have The Rock take on Roman Reigns. Of course, that's not happening. But we might see an appearance by The Rock there. You never know. And some other surprises as well. Again, they got 2 nights to jam-pack some great stuff here. So I'm looking forward to WrestleMania weekend. I think we all are. But Terry, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was saying I'm looking forward to it.
Me
Definitely.
too.
Absolutely. Should be fun. So, Terry, you're going to stick with us, correct? We're going to do some Chic tweets and some old school clips as well. You're going to stick with us.
I'm in. Yeah. I
Awesome.
still get a little more coffee left. So.
Same here.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. We're going to check in with our sponsors, and we'll be right back after about a quick 2-minute break here.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. As we are all here, and we are still joined by Mr. Terry Sullivan. We are pumped to have him on for the entire show and go through the rest of our process here with what we like to do on a weekly basis here on the Falls Count Anywhere podcast is the Chic tweets as we check in with the Iron Sheik and his social media feed there on Twitter. He's always very animated with his opinions. And, you know, guys, I was looking through it, and usually I try to find, he usually doesn't go more than a week without talking trash to Hulk Hogan, which he's been doing since 1984. But this week he was didn't have a Hulk Hogan tweet. It kind of surprised me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was digging, man. It surprised me. Yeah.
Terry, what do you think of these Chic tweets, Terry?
Well, he's always. I finally started following him because it's I was depending on what somebody else had tweeted or whatever, and I got to see this for myself. Yeah, he's especially when he just says, "F off."
Yeah.
He calls everybody Bubba. Yeah.
We really would like to get the Iron Sheik, of course, on the show and do a Sheik.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Although he, on a side note there, he just canceled a upcoming appearance at a Comic-Con out near LA there that they were going to do. And he put out a post saying, "I apologize, I won't be there for autographs." But, he just celebrated his 81st birthday, so we wish the Sheik all the best. But John, go ahead and throw that up there. And okay, so speaking of Asuka, who we were just talking about for WrestleMania weekend here, Asuka knows who the legend is, and of course she's there taking her picture with the legendary Iron Sheik. Again, I don't know how recent this picture is. This might just be somewhat recent, but again, Asuka, we'll see. She'll get that push this weekend. This might have helped get her push as as Iron Sheik posts a picture of her.
And he's real enthusiastic. I can see there.
Yeah, do you see? Yeah.
Okay.
The use.
This one I plucked here. The Us, Bubba Yokozuna, excellent. In translation, again, WWE on A&E. Translation there, if you guys haven't seen it, the Yokozuna documentary that just aired on the WWE Legends documentaries that they're doing on A&E. They do it every Sunday night. They just did one on Yokozuna, and if you didn't get a chance to see it, it was fantastic. You know, a lot of people don't realize he wasn't actually Japanese; he was Samoan, and he comes from that bloodline that we're talking about with the Roman Reigns Samoan bloodline. Yokozuna was a part of that, but of course, they changed his character to a Japanese sumo wrestler, and no doubt it absolutely worked. And one of the best big men in wrestling history. And they really go through the life and times of Yokozuna in that documentary. And the Sheik there acknowledging that about the Us Yokozuna. Terry, I don't know if you had a chance to see that documentary, and if not, whether you did or not, your opinions on Yokozuna, the legendary big man from WWF.
Oh my God, how could you not love the man who gave wrestling the stink face? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite an amazing guy. Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed him, and especially with Mr. Fuji. Oops, sorry.
Yes, that made it. And also that Samoan bloodline, of course, as I know, I'm sure you guys know, Jimmy Snuka, the Johnson family, and so
the head shrinkers, they had featured there Sika and
Fatu,
I believe
it still goes on not only in the WWE with Roman and the Usos, but in MLW, we know as well with Fatu in there as a champ.
Oh, Jacob Fatu, yeah, who's up and comer, an excellent wrestler, by the way. If you're not familiar with Jacob Fatu out of Major League Wrestling, pull them up on YouTube or I believe they're on Fight TV now, or Vice Network, one of those. They're on TV now. But anyway, Jacob Fatu, good point, Chris. Fantastic wrestler who's got a bright future in the wrestling business. John, go ahead and throw that next one up. Okay, so yeah, this one made me laugh. Ask me again to stay on the phone after this call for a quick survey. I swear to the Jesus, I beat the F out of you. This one makes me laugh because, yes, you talk to a rep, you're getting your whatever it is done. I'll be calling my internet provider after this. And then they ask you like to take a survey afterwards, and the Sheik's not down with that. Have you guys ever taken those surveys after those calls?
No.
Right.
Only if I'm pissed off at him, then I'll take it.
Then you take the survey.
I see the Sheik has a blue check mark. He's going to lose that, so he'll go off on Elon Musk now.
That's true. That's going to go put him in the camel clutch.
Jabroni.
Yeah, jabroni. Yeah. And he gave a shout out to Stacy Keibler, the Stacy Keibler, the Iron Sheik class, Bubba. Stacy Keibler, as we know, one of my favorite divas of all time, was also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame last night, officially inducted, and so happy for Stacy Keibler to get that Hall of Fame call. Again, one of my favorite, maybe my all-time favorite diva. The long legs, the beautiful face. I absolutely loved Stacy Keibler during that Attitude Era, and of course her entrance into the ring. All the fans love that. So. The Sheik checking in, and as you mentioned about Charlotte Flair and an AEW connection there, Chris, we were talking about earlier. The cool thing about the Hall of Fame ceremony last night, as some of the people filing into the event that they took pictures of and they put it up on WWE's website. Andrade was there with Charlotte Flair. Also, who else did they have? They had some other AEW. Malachi Black also was there in attendance. Aleister Black, Malachi Black now, was also in attendance. So it was kind of cool to see. They mentioned the Forbidden Door, if you will. I believe it was WWE's website, but they mentioned that Forbidden Door that a few AEW guys walked through last night during that Hall of Fame ceremony, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely odd for them. But on a side note, real quick, Terry, I gotta say, because I'm an old school fan since 1980. Andy Kaufman and the WWE Hall of Fame, that I just don't agree with that. That incident with Jerry the King Lawler in 1982 was in the Memphis territory. Nothing to do with the WWF. Kaufman an entertainer? Yes. In the WWE Hall of Fame? No. There's people like the great Ivan Koloff, who is deceased, not in there. Rick Martel, not in there. The Rougeau's not in there.
Yeah.
The list is endless of people who should be in there because it's wrestling. It's not BS.
Yeah, he's like on that celebrity wing there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got to take it for what it's worth. You know, it's their gimmick. It's their ball game. So whatever.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing. That Andy Kaufman thing, in my mind, this is just me being a kid and remember seeing it when I was younger, was incredible. And it just it made the whole mainstream thing start, right? I mean, because then all of a sudden John Stossel slapping people, and then you head into
Dr. D.
Dr. D, and then the war to settle the score, right? I felt like it all just fit all the way, making WrestleMania become, that's just my opinion, what it is.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
So again, checking in with the Iron Sheik there in his social media feed. Thank you to the Sheik for providing us some entertainment as he does every week with his opinions. So we look forward to more of those in the coming weeks. And guys, another feature we do on this show here, we are the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. We do have our Falls Count Anywhere match of the week that I was able to dig out and find here. And this one was from 2008. Now there you see a picture of, that is Jeff Hardy flying off a production truck there, and he's landing on Umaga in a Falls Count Anywhere match from 2008. This was at WWE One Night Stand pay-per-view. Jeff Hardy ended up winning this match, but this thing went all the way through the arena. Again, this thing ended up outside. You see Umaga there climbing the truck, trying to get Jeff Hardy down from the truck there, and then Jeff Hardy, the high-risk wrestler that he is, winning the match on this move here, doing a I forget the name of his finisher. Something bomb. Swanton bomb. Thank you. Yeah. But he nailed him with that and won that match. So that was our Falls Count Anywhere match of the week. As we know, Jeff Hardy is a high risk taker, and the late Umaga, who is no longer with us, who was one of the, I believe, also from the Bloodline, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yeah.
He's the son who's trying to break in now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. And yeah, and you figure that there's going to be a lot more up and coming Samoan wrestlers on the way up. That whole bloodline, that's a legit thing.
Yeah.
You're already at an advantage being a Samoan, because those guys are traditionally huge. So, and some of the athleticism from these guys, Umaga was one of those, were just tremendously athletic. So very cool. So that's our Falls Count Anywhere match of the week here on the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. But of course, the meat and potatoes of our show, we have a wrestling historian, our own wrestling historian, if you will, Chris DiCarlo, and his vault of wrestling clips. And we're going to open up those clips right now. And Chris, go ahead and take that over, buddy.
Well, as we say each and every week here, when we do show our clips, they're from my own personal library. I do not sell them. I do not trade them. And, WWE likes to go at us about that. But let's roll the first clip. And here is the first clip this week will be with our guest, Mr. Terry. Terry, can you hear us?
And Terry, your microphone might have automatically muted there. You might have to unmute.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there it is.
Go. No, there it goes. Yeah, it automatically mutes.
Oh.
Yeah, each clip automatically mutes, so you got to unmute it to join us here. But
oh my God, the great Eddie Creechman, Ernie Roth. At that time, the Grand Wizard came in for a special appearance as part of the I Like to Hurt People movie production.
Oh, yes.
Creechman is nervous. I'm very nervous.
Oh. Looks like you were getting nervous there.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Jerry Graham from the TV show Bruiser Bedlam. That's when he's trying to get me to say that he's the best wrestler of all time or some such thing.
He was bad-mouthing Bruiser.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to hear this one.
Nobody more able to correctly identify what's going on in the ring and to call it the way it is than Dick the Bruiser. Well, Terry, in my personal experience, this happened not long.
Oh, there's Dave. Yeah, big time memories production.
There we go.
Another time, but here I am,
And they totaled up the views for that whole production. I don't know how many we did, 40 or 50. 402,000 total views.
Wow.
Excellent.
Well, most of them come in for 5 seconds and say, screw this and go away. But hey, it still counts as a view.
Absolutely.
The way we feel, but I truly watch the show and enjoy it. So,
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. The show all about Detroit wrestling in the 70s.
yes,
Yeah, absolutely. And Terry, you posted something, and I apologize, I don't remember the full story, but it was a referee story that was fantastic. The referees, we've had some referees on the show here. Their involvement in matches is integral in a lot of cases, and you had some great stories about referees, some wrestlers. So yeah, if any wrestling fans have been a chance to check that out, again, it's Big Time Wrestling Memories with Terry and Dave on YouTube. There, give that a look because there's some really cool wrestling stories there.
Yeah, thank you. Your check's in the mail.
I
All
can
right.
use it.
Let's roll our second one here. Again, we unmute our mics, and this goes back to John Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. You can tell the ring was so big, too, that with the apron you could walk on. And here he is, Terry Funk, defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Harley Race. Fred Atkins, your referee there.
Yep.
And Harley regains it for the second time.
Wow. This is great clips. Wow.
And of course, we're going to see a famous ring announcer come in and introduce that. Look at that ring. Big ring.
Wow, yeah. It's like a boxing ring.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
The classic Maple Leaf Garden.
Oh, I was in the Indian Deathlock once.
Really?
No, I was. I was as a kid. Someone put me in it. I'll never forget it. 1981. It hurt.
I bet.
It did. It hurt. I got to put it. It was on your street, Chris. As a matter of fact, way back
Oh,
when.
Nice.
Wow.
Back in '81.
They
Still
wouldn't
fun.
let me- yeah, no, we used to wrestle in the backyard like idiots.
yeah. We all kind of did that thing, right?
I know.
Yeah, I got DDT'd once on somebody's front lawn. It was our buddy Mike DiGregorio who's reached out to us a couple times here, and he gave me a legit DDT. Man, that thing hurt. He hit it correctly at the forehead, right into the grass. Man, I felt it.
Man.
Some of those wrestling holds are effective, man.
Yeah.
And we have one more clip.
Okay.
Here we go, unmuted, guys, because it's WrestleMania 39 weekend. We got a couple WrestleMania classic clip reports with the one and only legendary Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh yeah, Mean Gene, Scheme Gene, if you will. Once he left WWE to WCW there. Some old school Tony Schiavone as well.
Yes, 1989 here, WrestleMania 5, Trump Plaza.
That was the Mega Powers Explode, correct?
Yes.
Back to 1990. Oh, April 1st.
Yes,
Oh yeah, look at that.
the ultimate
Exactly
challenge,
23 years. Yep.
Skydome Toronto.
Got the Warrior against Hogan.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yep.
Todd Pettengill.
Todd Pettengill, WrestleMania 10.
Forgot about him.
Yeah.
There's also Sean Mooney out there I'd like to get a hold of. He does a show.
Yeah, Sean Mooney has also contributed to some of those documentaries that we were talking about on E&E there.
And of course, WrestleMania 20 again. Uh-oh.
Wow. Look at this. Oh, my God.
Wow, Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper there. Yeah. Wow, great
Right.
clip there. WrestleMania 20. Yeah,
Terry,
good
can I
stuff.
ask you something real quick, Terry, about the Grand Wizard of Wrestling there in your clip? He might be, in my opinion, I don't know the words he would say, he was so quick. I mean, it was unbelievable. He called him Judas in that one there that we were watching. I heard him the other day tell oh my God, I was watching some old ones and he was talking about illusions of grandeur. He wasn't brilliant. I mean, I don't know. Tell me, was he brilliant or what? Because that was incredible the stuff he'd come up with.
Yeah, I think he was a very, very brilliant man in order to survive and thrive for as long as he did. But yeah, he was very creative, had no trouble at all with the English language, and at one time had been a commentator. He worked for Stu Hart for a while. He worked for whoever preceded Roy Shire in San Francisco, and he worked around the Ohio area where I'm at now. When all the big cities had their own weekly television shows, he hosted a lot of them, namely in Cleveland.
Wow.
Very
He was
cool.
great.
Yeah. Just a very, very smart man, and I can't say enough good about him.
Yeah, one of the best for sure.
Absolutely. And Terry, do you have an opinion on who? Do you have anybody that you consider the best manager? We had Jacques Rougeau last week who said Jimmy Hart was his GOAT. To me, it's Bobby Heenan. Of course, we've talked about Paul Heyman being one of the last few managers remaining, but a great, great guy on the mic. Do you have any particular favorites or one that you consider the best?
No, Heenan. But
Heenan?
Ernie, the Grand Wizard, Abdullah Farouk, we call him in Detroit, had a way with words that probably equal or better than a lot of them. But as far as an all-round MVP, Heenan.
Yes, for sure. I agree with that.
The Weasel. Gotta love the Weasel.
And Ernie Roth was the Weasel around Detroit.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
started,
that's right. Okay. Yeah.
starting in the 60s.
Yeah.
Ernie the Weasel, Abdullah the Weasel Farouk.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. And Bobby Heenan carried that into the 90s there. So yeah, 80s and 90s. Well, guys, let's of course, as well, we want to check in with our enhancement talent of the week, or our jobber of the week, if you will. This one was interesting this week. This is Mr. Paul Van Dale. He had a career record of 0-11, so about a dozen matches, just shy of a dozen matches there. He was active from 1994 to 1996. But the interesting side note about Paul Van Dale, and again, 2-year stint, 11 matches. He is the father of Carmella, WWE superstar Carmella.
Oh, no.
Which I didn't know until I was kind of digging into his bio there, and I thought that was very interesting. That, and this kind of shows you. We talk about it on this show. We have a little fun with these guys, some of their haircuts, and Paul here is in pretty good shape. Looks like he could have been on the main roster, but I just thought it was pretty cool that even though he only had a 2-year stint with 11 matches, that his daughter Carmella followed in his footsteps and kind of took it to the next level. She's become a huge star in wrestling.
Yes, she absolutely is.
And of course, married to Corey Graves. Yeah.
We like to give them their shout out, right? Because they, like we say, Terry, too, back in the day, if it wasn't for some of those guys like putting the big names over,
Yeah, making them look good. So many of those guys were better than their opponents.
Right. And that's one of the things when we spoke with Jacques Rougeau last week, he mentioned them specifically without even us talking about what we do on our show with the jobbers, enhancement talent. He made it a point to reference them, stating a case for guys like the Brooklyn Brawler to be in the Hall of Fame, or Barry Horowitz, because without those guys, those marquee names didn't have matches on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
SD Jones, Johnny Rods, we also had on the show. What great stories too they have.
Then you got guys the fans of WWE see as jobbers, but like an Iron Mike Sharp, who was a main eventer in Mid-South for Watts right before he came to the East Coast.
And Georgia and Florida he was on too. Yeah.
Ricky Hunter is another one, the Gladiator.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting stuff. We love to talk about those guys because, again, I mean, an 11-match stint there with the WWF, but enough of an impact for his daughter to follow in his footsteps. I thought was pretty cool stuff. So, but guys, as we wrap up here, I know we got some other business to tend to, and we usually throw out our public service announcement, and we want to encourage those that don't follow us on YouTube and whatnot. Chris, I know you got some more information on that.
Yes, as we.
Yep.
Oh, we lost you, Chris. There you go. Start that over. Go ahead.
Each and every week here, we like to thank our fans, of course, and all our viewers on our home on Facebook here. And also our YouTube is growing. Thank you. 38. We're looking hopefully to get at least 100 or more. There's our YouTube channel as Friends with the Z Media Network, is not just our wrestling show here, but all of the other shows that John has and his sports show. So that's definitely growing, and check us out there. Also, our Twitter is going at Count Anywhere on Twitter. I hear from lots of celebrities and billionaires that I talk to and chefs that love it.
Ted?
Well, not Ted, but Mr. Brandon Frugal, who owns Skinwalker Ranch there in Utah, is a friend of mine, and celebrity chef Robert Irvine. So we're getting there. We're getting there, right? We're getting a name. And of course, we're on Spotify. But John, you can tell our fans about the Facebook promotion there with the stars.
Oh yeah, if you're watching this, hopefully at 2:00 Eastern time every Saturday, we have a thing called Stars. You give us, for 99 cents, you give us 100 stars. That 100 stars helps us on Facebook grow more, like become, have an opportunity for more advertising. But also that money will go to helping us improve the show, pay for our programs we need to get this going. And it's 99 cents, 100 stars. And the people that have done it already, you're incredible. Thank you. And everyone, thank you for watching. I'm still stunned sometimes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And guys, I just want to say again, Terry, I want to say thank you again to you, sir, for sitting in with us today, for doing the WrestleMania preview with us and hanging out with us for the rest of the show. You're always welcome here. You're an honorary co-host, and you're welcome to join us whenever you want. You could chime in. Hopefully we'll have our technical difficulties on my end ironed out, and we can get it rolling with me on a full screen. That would be nice.
This was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it.
We greatly appreciate you. Just give me a shout out on Facebook, and you're more than welcome.
And everybody appreciates Robin too. Thank you, Robin.
Yeah. Thank you, Robin, as well. Absolutely.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes, and John too, our friend / producer, I call him. Because John has been a fan.
Producer / friend, yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely / yeah.
John's been in the wrestling, fan since the 70s, so he knows his stuff too. But excellent work from both of them. If it wasn't for them and doing the sharing of this show, we probably wouldn't have 1,000 views within the next 24 hours. So yes, thank you.
Awesome stuff. And Terry, thank you again, sir, for joining us. And again, you're welcome back anytime.
Sure. Thank you.
Take care. All right. Thank you again, Mr. Terry Sullivan, for joining us on our WWE WrestleMania weekend predictions. Guys, we'll kind of recap WrestleMania next week and talk about some of the matches that went and some of the things that went down. Again, I'm sure we're going to have some surprises to talk about. WrestleMania is always chock full of surprises. So we'll see what the results are and if we have a new WWE Universal Champion and perhaps a new belt as well. There's rumors that Triple H has approved a new belt. There's been some rumored belts that have been pictured, one with a custom Cody Rhodes belt. We don't know if that's legit or not, but I guess we'll see. We're going to find out this weekend, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania, and we'll check in with you guys next week.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You know what, man? It's been one of those days.
Yes, it has.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you know what? Well, before we
start all the time,
we forgot our
our public service announcement.
Oh, you want me to give you? Yeah. Okay.
Let's throw something up there. I like to do that. Absolutely.
All right. Let's pull up something that we need. You know what? Here, this is nationwide, worldwide. Human trafficking hotline 888-373-7888. If you see something, please give this a call. It's anonymous. They're not going to come to your door. The police aren't coming. They just take these tips and work and see. You see something that doesn't seem right anywhere in the country, in the world. In the United States, anywhere. It doesn't have to be just at a border town. It can be anywhere. You see something that seems weird, you see any of that, please give them a call, 888-373-7888, and it's completely anonymous. Don't worry. No one will know you called, and it'll just give a tip and maybe save some lives in the process.
Excellent.
Sad, sick story about a situation with that topic not too long ago this past week. So, yeah, definitely help them out if you can.
Absolutely. Call that number. So, all right, guys, let's wrap up here. And again, enjoy the WrestleMania weekend, fellas, and we'll get caught back up next week and recap everything. Take care, guys.